It just depends on what it is. Because sometimes the information is already there. All they have to do is just capture another viewer, you know, because it's in SAM 7.
Like,
so
I want to say some of the human resources, the teacher observation, I think that May was completed when we got off the phone. I mean, it was, yeah, I think it was,
So it depends on the
while
underlying
we were
data
actually in
structure.
the meeting, I think it was put together, yes.
So if the structure's there, we can do it, right? We can just make the modification and publish. If the structure's not there, we can build the structure and then publish it. And that's what analytics, this 2.0 analytics is that it no longer takes 3 months to build a report. It goes down to hours, right? That's the paradigm shift.
That's the paradigm shift. You can quickly get it to you. So the cost is based on licensing, how many users you're going to have, the architectural piece of it, what approaches you're going to use, and that's something that you work out with the vendor as well. And then customization. Customization is very key. What we want, you may not want, or vice versa. So it just depends on your district, your interests, and what are you using to drive your district. As you can see, we'll continue to ask ourselves questions. How can we look at something differently? How can we get this information to the end user where they can make some informed decisions about children? So I meet with a group of teachers. I meet with parents, and I meet with a group of students. I pull up Tableau and I share district-wide information based on things that they can help me with, like attendance. You know, I share that with my parents. I said, here's what you can help us with. And I talk about the impact of it and things of that nature. So it's an ongoing process. It's real time. And also, as you know, as a superintendent, I have to keep my board informed. So it's easy for me to keep my board informed based on our progress. I'm going backwards and forwards. So, back where we started from, all the stagnant pieces that we had. Now you can see, you can have a vision about how we take all those pieces and make them actionable. That's the key thing, where you can do something with it. We talked about student grades, attendance, academic progress, and things of that nature, how students are progressing. Here's 60% of the day, also attendance by grade. And then we also looked at behavior. Here's talking about teacher effectiveness. So those are all the pieces that we have, and as I said, we continue to think about ways of how we can keep ourselves informed, and also how we can drive the instruction in Hattiesburg. So we entertain any questions, any more questions that you have at this time. Dr. Williams, we did a pretty good job.
One thing, how did the, I know you say you use it going from counselors right down to the teachers, correct?
Right.
Correct.
What did the training, how did that go with them? Was it extensive? I mean, did they jump right in how they're using it?
I'll let Dr. Williams speak to that.
With the teacher leaders, we provided training to the teacher leaders. The main thing is they just have to have time to experiment getting actually clicking the buttons. You know.
Using it is key.
Yeah, they have to use it. But I'm sending it to them. Right. And being intentional. But you know, as a principal, you know, a lot of times you have all these things going on in your head, then you receive that phone call, and now you're just back at the bottom of the pile. But by having those email subscriptions that automatically sends you the data, you know, I really don't have to remember it as much. When I get the email, hey, I know actually what I'm looking at. And there are a plethora of dashboards. I have maybe 8 to 10 that I subscribe to. Attendance sends to me daily. If I see a 91% down there, they know it's a problem. We need to go pick up some kids and do something. But we just know that's a problem.
So with that, how much time-wise, because you know, teachers, we've thrown a lot at them.
Mm-hmm.
But so is it, if you talk about usability, is it something that they pretty much can go into and on their own tinkering with,
Yes.
figure it out?
In our district, all the teachers, they use the same teacher password.
Okay,
We use it a lot with the RTI process. It's cut down drastically on the amount of time. By the time you type in and fill in all this stuff, number of days missed since beginning of, well, hey, you just print that student demographic page. Hey, the secretary will go ahead and pull that information for you. So instead of printing multiple sheets, print one sheet of historical attendance, one of, you just print the student demographic page.
yeah.
Hey, it's all right there for you.
Yeah, the student profile page, everything is there. You don't need anything else. Anything you want to talk about is on that page.
But it has to be tied to something, or else it's just something else for them to do. And I always pick stuff that you're going to use instead of just picking a bunch of stuff. You know.
So we're trying to work smart and not hard, making sure that we got the tools there for the teachers. We understand their time. As I said, skin in the game for everybody, the students, the teachers, the administration. Everybody can clearly see what we're trying to do. We're trying to make sure that we're making the best decisions that we can for our students, so that we can continue to improve the need. Any other questions? Thank y'all very much. Pam?
It's an amazing job. My name is Pam Shaw. My company is P3strg. We're the vendor. Just in case you were curious who the vendor were. My partners are here, Ring Hamer and our colleague Gus Vargas. So if you have any questions about the technology and the education piece and Kenya Collins, feel free to those two go there. So you now know who the vendors are. We're going to give you a packet of information, and we're also going to give you a sign-up sheet. I want everybody to sign up a card so we can put you on our email list so we can send you stuff. But more importantly, what we'd like to offer you is an opportunity to witness this in a webinar. Sign up, we have some dates here, February. I don't know, I can't see my glasses. Right? So y'all can see the dates down here. Sign up for the dates, and if you don't want to pick a date, sign up for other. And if you get an email from Kenya Collins, be responding to it or call, because this sounds good, but when you experience it, trust me, it's transformative. All of this is about doing what's best for children. And we got a lot of work we need to take one and pass it on that we can do in our state. And we're trying to do it smart and easy. So my card's in there. Here's some cards. Please take opportunity, fill out, sign up for a webinar. It costs you nothing. If you give us your data, right? Tell us a dashboard you won't build. We'll show you your data in the dashboard and let you test drive it for a week. So you can see in your district with your data how this can work, and we can tinker with it. So, right? You can't lose on this one. Right? It's really as easy, I mean, you know, just to test it. Any other questions? Everybody got a packet? Look in your packet.
Cost.
It varies. It really does vary.
Or give us some big picture.
You can afford it. Trust me, you can afford it. This message is about no, you can afford it. You can't. I don't want, you know, I don't want to.
Is it a district price or how many schools you have or how many campuses you have?
Yes,
or-
yes, and yes. All right, so the way to answer the question more directly is that it's customized to your particular set of needs, right? So in the case of Hattiesburg, he's taking this all the way down to his classroom, so teachers have it. That's a completely different price. In fact, I wouldn't advise you to start out like that. The advice would be get an installation for central administration initially. That cost is different. Then add every principal in the building, in the district. That would be a next step. So you want the leadership to have some command, then you want the building to have some command, and then you want every classroom to have some command. And each price is slightly different. In the case of Hattiesburg, they are all the way down inside the classroom. Hear me, all the way down inside the classroom. Mr. Backus, how many teachers have access?
Probably about 350.
So all the teachers in this district have access, right? And so one of the things that I know is that it costs him $20 a student to have every teacher have access, every principal to have access, and every administrator in the district to have access, right? But that $20 includes every single teacher in the district, right? And it would be a lot less if you started out incrementally, which is what the suggestion is.
I want the card before you go. I'm gonna stand at the door and not gonna let you out.
So I have a live demo that I want to share with you to kind of give you some idea of what it looks like. So the student profile page will come up. You will see the student profile, and you type in the student's name if you have the student's name, or you can search for the name by just typing in a particular. So I'm gonna use AB because this is a demo, so I can't show live data. So I'll just select this high school student here. We should have a lot of information. So this is the high school student. This is what all of the profile information looks like. Currently this year, the student has 14 office referrals. 14 days absent, 1 office referral, and then you can see the historical. And based on behavior, this student is not a problem in school. All of the years. This is a 9th grader. She has 9 years of 9 years in school. And this is kind of giving you some idea of all the information that you would have to have a conversation about the student. So that's what it looks like. And that's the real live piece that you would have for every one of your students. So the names are fake, but it's real live data, okay? Can't give you the names. Right.
Well, ours, we just put maps there on ours.
You don't have
Yeah,
both?
yeah, we do maps now.
Just how you.
Yeah.
So that's the student grade, that's the current grade.
I can tell what about it.
So every district different.
So that's the customization piece of it, whatever it is that you drive. Thank y'all very much.
Yeah, thank you. But that on our